Hey, today we're going to talk about how cash is not king. Stick around to the end because I've got a few tips and tricks that might help you save hundreds if not thousands of dollars. So let's get to it. So you found your dream car and you want to buy it and you think, you know what, cash is king. Well, cash is not king. And I'm going to show you what I would do if I were to purchase a car in 2025. And given what's happening with the economy, we know that dealerships are looking for ways to increase their profits. So kind of stick with me and I have some ideas for you. Okay, so you're at the store and the customer, or not the customer, but the dealer, the salesman is going to ask you, are you paying cash or are you financing? You need to tell them, yes, I am going to finance with you guys and I hope you get me a great deal and let's go. That's the first question that I used to ask my salesmen is, are they financing or are they paying cash? The thing about that is it kind of sets the groundwork for the deal in a way that the dealership, most likely, if you got some decent human beings working there, which you probably don't, but if you got decent people that are working there, they're more likely to have flexibility with you if you tell them that you're going to finance the car. NADA and Cox Automotive, I've done some research with them, and they basically state that in most dealerships, the finance and insurance department accounts for nearly 70% of the gross profit of the store. The sales department really only accounts for 18 to 20% of the gross profit overall. So all this negotiating power that you have really comes from them being able to be flexible with you because they're thinking that they're going to make more money in the finance department with you than they're probably going to make on the front half of the deal. When I was a desk man, which is basically the guy that coordinates how much you're going to pay, they're the decision maker. I was more apt to take a deal that had a very small profit on the front, or even maybe lose a little bit of money if I knew the customer was going to finance. In my case, it was, roughly a $700 to $500, additional discount that I used to give the customer if they were financing the car with our dealership. The amount of profit that the finance department makes, I was unaware of before I got in the car business. That's 70%. That's a lot of money. Do me a favor, drop me a comment in the comments and let me know if that kind of surprises you too. Because I had no idea how much money that particular department made in terms of overall profit for the store. So kind of let me know what your thoughts are on that. Anyway, if I were to buy a car right now, I would absolutely tell the dealer that I was going to finance with. Go through the process with them. If you decide that you want to buy an extended warranty or mop and glow or low jack or any of that other crap that they're going to try to sell you, that's up to you if you want to do it. But statistically speaking, as far as extended warranties are concerned, they're really only worth 15 cents on the dollar at most, and less than half of those warranties that are sold in America actually get utilized, actually get used. So it's a hedge against unexpected repair in the future. So if it makes sense to you and you think that it might be something that you might use, by God, I mean, if it's a car that is problematic, maybe get it. But what you're going to want to do is, regardless of what kind of rate they give you, it doesn't matter. But regardless of what kind of payment they give you, look at the contract, look at all the fees, look at all the stuff that you're going to pay for, and just sign and get out of there. What you're going to want to do is, even if you were originally going to pay cash for the vehicle, this is where you're going to pay cash for it. When you get your first payment, pay the damn thing off. Because you knew what the fees were, you knew what the sales tax was, you knew all these things up front, and you financed it with the dealer. You're just going to stroke a check a week to 10 days out, send it to the bank, and there you go. It's a cash deal. So you've already got a better price than you would have if you told them that you were paying cash, because they were showing that they were going to be more flexible with you. In most cases, they will. And by using that little tool there, I don't know, that could save you thousands of dollars in the process. Okay, so when you pay the car off, obviously, that's just like paying cash for the car. But what if you don't pay the car off? Most likely, the dealership has you at a higher rate than what you could obtain through your own bank or credit union. Let's just say, for example, they contracted you at 8%. Your own bank or credit union most likely has rates in the 5 to 6% range. Even 7% at that point would be better than 8%. If you're financing $50,000 to $60,000, this could be several thousands of dollars that you could save yourself by taking that contract that you already signed with the dealership and going to your own bank or credit union. So we've already established that you can save money on the front half of the deal by letting them know that you're going to finance, and then refinancing down the road after you're out of the dealership where you're in control with your own bank or credit union. It could potentially save you thousands of dollars. I cannot express to you enough that the dealership is always in control. When you're there, they are always in control of the situation. So why not beat them at their own game? Now here's the best part about this whole thing, is the dealership, let's say they went ahead and they marked up the rate. The buy rate on the contract is 6%, but they marked it up to 8%. The bank is going to pay them reserve on that 2-point spread between 6 and 8%, which in some cases, depending on how much you finance, could be a lot of money. If you pay that car off within the first couple of payments, the dealership gets charged back all of that money. So this is kind of like beating them at their own game. They thought they had a decent profit, but they don't. Believe me, when I worked in finance, I did finance for 6 years. If I had a really good January and I knew I marked up the rate on a bunch of these contracts, people were refinancing, they were paying them off. Wednesday morning, we would always get the reserve statement, and I shuddered. We had 1 month where I had like $60,000 worth of chargebacks because people were refinancing or they were paying them off early. It's just another tip. It's another way that you can beat the dealer at their own game. So I hope all that made sense to you. And I hope that this content provided some value to you. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. This video right here is pretty much the next thing that you need to watch. It's about test driving and some mistakes that you can make. So be good, be kind, and we'll see you next time.